Talent. Alright. GBB Decoded, episode 2. We got Dre in the building. We got Amos in the building. Cam. We got Bear Man in the building. Like Jack and Shelly in the back here as well. And we're talking about River's Edge today. River's Edge is coming out 27th of June. May, sorry. Thinking way ahead. 27th of May. First, the debut, Doomsday debut.
Yes.
Coming out. The lead on this track. But I feel like you guys in here in this room, you've been developing the sound for a minute. Like coming in through, you had the dark, emo, alternative sound. And it's kind of evolved a lot since then. But how would you feel like your production and together has changed since the beginning to what this is now?
So essentially when we started off, it was Amos producing, and then I was just coming in, just going along, having my 2 cents here and there, but we had like an affinity in terms of what we actually wanted the sound to be, which was like dark, synthy. It's got rap aspects, but it's really not even rap if I'm being honest. It's not rap.
Yeah.
But we're trying to create a little borderline between what we like and what others like, and just 2 different sounds completely. And essentially, I do think that is what River's Edge is, but it's more so the beginning of us being able to mix our sounds together.
Yeah, get that balance.
Yeah.
Between, because it doesn't sound like anything. Jack the other day described it as like falling down the bottle, like a drunken bottle.
Yeah.
So it's something that sounds completely of itself, and I think you feel that when you listen to it. So actually, the first day you started with like the actual sounds for this track, what was that like?
Well, I think, because to be honest, like Jay's saying, we'd like had a few kind of attempts at it before, like inadvertently, not that exact song, but like in different ways. So when we came to it and we're listening to the sounds, we kind of knew what we wanted to pick out immediately. We definitely started with the sample, the doom 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 doom. Like, and that, I think I wasn't even in the room when you found that. I think I was, I definitely wasn't in the room. And like, I came in and I heard that playing and that was it. And then he was just like, let's just start there. And then we went from there onwards. I think we sorted out drums first.
Yeah.
And then we just added stuff on top. Yeah.
But essentially, it was a sample of the drums, but even with the drums, they were there, but we also found this little noise that that essentially what just changed everything, because it just had a different vibe, like a little just stuttering, and then all like cool. And then essentially I had some stuff written beforehand based off this movie called River's Edge, which I'd watched, and we've all watched it because I made you all watch it. But essentially I wrote something about that, and then from there I adapted it a little bit, because it was mainly a rap verse or a poem, which William Defoe wrote, and then I added in my own separate bits to make it like a full song. But then once we started making River's Edge, I started stripping stuff out. So from going to a rap song to us more so singing on it.
I was about to say, it's quite a melodic song. Like, it's no rap on it really at all. It's just both of you singing. So do you feel like, what's more comfortable for you in terms of, in this type of sound? Do you prefer the singing, or do you prefer like somewhere in between the two, the rap and then the singing?
I think somewhere in between the two for myself, but I'd say I'll more so sing and then do a little poem towards the end or something, just to bring people back in, tie them in. As you'll see with River's Edge, we're singing throughout, and then the last bit is just the words. It's just the words, and then that's us.
Let that speak for itself.
I think, I'd probably quite similar, to be honest, but like, personally, I found, so my whole, the chorus which I sing is like completely improvised. Like I literally remember, like, I just put on the mic and Dre hit record, and then I just like sang it and just like tried to do something on it. And I feel like when I'm making music like that with Dre, a lot of the time it is just like vocally, I just try and improvise it, see what comes through. And then by the time the song's kind of finished is when I'm thinking now, oh no, I could definitely rap on this. And like by that time it's probably already like, leave it in it, like, because I don't need to. But initial instincts are always probably just like sing on it, see what it sounds like.
That's raw form.
It makes it easier for us to essentially find, I keep saying essentially, fuck that. It makes it easier to find the rhythm of everything and just bring our thoughts to the forefront, because when we are trying to rap, you think a lot more when you're trying to sing.
It's less of a feeling.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Singing, it just comes through you a bit more. But yeah, I think a lot of the thinking is even how this is put together, as the arrangement. It's a very layered song. Like there's a lot of different elements to it. So how did you and Cam essentially come together to get to this end product?
So
yeah, we had like I'll pass on to Cam, but I feel like we had like a song. We had like the song was actually complete. It could have been done. Like it could have been done at that point.
Yeah.
And then we've obviously played it for the group, and everyone did love it. But I know Cam, like, and we know Cam, like he definitely had like some sort of idea for where it could go, and yeah, we gave it to him, and he brought it to life.
Yeah.
Introduce my man, come through.
Can't hide anymore, sir. So yeah, when you got your hands on it, what were you thinking in terms of where to go next with it?
Well, we've talked about structure for a while, and that like song structure isn't a thing that we really get. So when eventually I got the project, I was kind of like, all right, let me try and find sort of some structure. So it's not just a loop and drums for 5.5 minutes or however long it is. And I was listening to a lot of Old Weekend and
yeah,
during the time and whatever. So I was taking, especially when I was mixing and whatever, I was taking elements and using them as reference tracks and whatever. So hearing, like distorted guitar and distorted basses and stuff. Like the bass in it is one that I made myself, but I found out how to do it by researching different songs. So it's just like 2 saw waves distorted and spread and whatever. I'm not gonna get into it, but like
all the technical stuff,
yeah,
nerdy stuff.
But like I just sort of tried to find elements of a song in there and just kind of bring them out, because vocally they structured it without even realizing. I think like literally like as soon as I kind of heard it, I realized that you got verse, hook, verse, bridge. I'm not gonna say it's a bridge. It kind of is. It's not. But like, and then another hook and then outro.
Yeah.
So it's like it was literally just finding them and then bringing them to the forefront.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I like the technical side of seeing the layering and that type of thing. But with the name, how did we get to River's Edge?
It's literally based off the movie. So we watched the movie in university, and it was about these high schoolers sort of, but they've all got twisted relationships with each other, and then they find this bag of bones essentially at the river's edge, and then that distorts their whole friendship relationships, and that is how I got the name, because there was a poem in it by William Defoe, and then from there if there was an affinity with that, and that is what this song is about. Because I speak about this house can never be your home, this city where we are, within this city you can meet 1,000 people, and it's just never going to be that. Your relationship with them could be great one day and it's distorted the next, and that is essentially what River's Edge is about. And the same way Jack said, you're drowning down the bottle. When you drown down the bottles, when you can essentially ruin a friendship.
yeah.
Or you could build one, but it's like your view is distorted when you're drunk, your view is distorted when you're high, or whatever your vice is, and that is what River's Edge is about, I think, for me. Just the distortion between having something and not having something, and then just this constant cycle, and you're just stuck in it, but you do enjoy it. That's the same way enjoying the ride. It takes over, but that is it for me. And I don't know how Amos and Cam adopted it, but I just called it that, and
it stuck. I think when you gave it that name, it just kind of stuck.
I know what these lot are like. I know what you guys like to make, and I know what sound you guys want to go for. So it was just going with the sound you'd made and maybe adding little bits, but not taking away from the foundations of it. Because you guys, all the foundations were there. It was just building the house kind of thing. Well, not building. That's a bit wild. But putting the roof on. But yeah, it's the last 20%. That's literally all it
the
is.
furniture and that, and the TV and all that.
That's literally all it was. It was just making it a track rather than just a 5.5 minute.
I feel like this track kind of symbolises what GBB, we feel like it has the balance of the hard hitting lyrics and the content, but the beat in itself is quite light, it's quite angelic, it's quite like airy, there's a lot of space in it. So again, I feel like naturally that just shines through in a lot of the things that we produce together.
but then it's hard hitting.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what gets you sometimes
Yeah.
when you step away from something. You
Yeah.
take it in differently, and I think it combines.
One of the things I really like about this track is that it's not something that I even like specifically tried to do with it. Like as soon as I got it, it was already like quite grand. It sounds bigger than it is. Like especially with earphones in, like it sounds big, and it's difficult to get that because a lot of stuff sounds similar, but like it's
stripped,
Yeah.
so that's not too much for people.
Whereas this, like, there's certain parts of this song that just sound fucking
grand.
huge.
Yeah.
Like it happens, and you're just like, like what the fuck's
Sometimes,
going on?
yeah.
And that's something it's been there since the start of it. It was.
No,
Yeah.
I'm happy, excited to listen to this when it comes out properly, when it touches the streets.
Oh God, I really hope it sounds as good as it sounds on here than it does like.
The studio speakers always
Oh.
hit different, like from the ear speakers.
Don't, because I'm dreading if it comes out, it doesn't sound good because it sounds unreal on this.
Yeah, no, it'll hit, man, and I think it'll be a good next release to get us in the flow of things. But yeah,
About time.
let's get going. GBB Decoded.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
27th of May.
Thank you. Yes,
Yeah.
27th of May.
27th.
Happy birthday.
You said birthday to yourself?
Well, no, to that song. It's a gift to the people. It's a gift to the people.